Hello everyone, welcome into the channel. My name is Brent. Today we're going to be covering the SOFI Investing Challenge Week 26. Tiny deposits, real growth, full transparency. So part of this challenge is that we started back in May 2025 is depositing just $25 every single week. Instead of depositing this into a high yield savings account, we're depositing it directly into the stock market every single week. We're just adding $25 dollar cost averaging into the market, no matter whether it's higher or lower, and just kind of measuring the growth, whether we had deposited into a high yield savings account, making about 3.8% APY for the year versus if we had invested it into the stock market. And we're seeing the differences kind of within that frame. We're really close to reaching our goal of $1,000, just a few weeks away. And then we'll end up changing this a bit and going into some other type of challenge. But either way, if you guys are brand new here, definitely go down below, subscribe, give this video a big old thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, whether it's about SoFi, Robinhood, Webull, Public, drop them down in the comment section below. Let me know how are your portfolios doing, essentially at all-time highs. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Weekly performance snapshot. Now, we're covering the stock market for the week 27 to 31 October 2025. We had a lot of positive things going on this week. We had the Fed rate cut come out on Wednesday. We also had earnings pushing the market further and further, right? Meta did fall a bit this week. I got hit pretty hard on my Meta position, but Mag 7 pushed the market up into the green. So we saw the S&P 500 close for the week 0.71. Now I'm tracking SPY, QQQ for the NASDAQ and DIA for the Dow Jones. Those are the ETFs that I use to track the indexes versus just specifically tracking the indexes themselves, right? These are funds that investors can invest in and kind of get these returns if they would like, or they invest in individual stuff. Now, SPY went up 0.71, NASDAQ went up a whopping 1.94%, and the Dow Jones is 0.73. So my mistype there, the SPY and the Dow Jones. So Dow Jones actually outperformed the SPY, and the NASDAQ, tripled performance of the SPY and the Dow Jones. Now, things that we were looking for this week, as we saw the anticipation of interest rate cuts, cooler than expected inflation data fueled expectations that the Federal Reserve would cut interest rates in the near future, which did end up happening here on Wednesday. This lowering of interest rates tends to make borrowing cheaper for companies. It makes stocks more attractive in comparison to other investments like bonds, right? As your safer investments, bonds, the interest rate goes down on those and they're offering you a lower and lower return. As interest rates are going down, people are looking, hey, where can I stash my cash to make a rate of return that is equal to what I had got in bonds, but still semi-safe. So there's a little bit of a change kind of taking place. And I think interest rates are still around. I think my SoFi bank account's still offering a 3.8% APY right now. So I still haven't gone out there and seen what the current rates are on high yield savings accounts such as Ally, SoFi, Wealthfront, Marcus. There's quite a few out there these days. So let me know, what is your favorite high yield savings account? Now, other things going into this week and throughout the week, there was easing trade tensions between the US and China. Positive development kind of going on there as they're discussing back and forth negotiations. And this is kind of easing investors' concerns on tariff and trade war escalations. We also had 4 indexes, all-time highs: the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000 all closed at record highs here on October 28th. A rare event that signaled strong positive momentum to the upside. So that was, I think, one of the very first times that I've seen it myself. And our fear meter from the past week, it's just been going off. It was really close to reaching that extreme fear a couple weeks ago with trade tensions, with the potential of the rate cut not taking place. And now that's kind of easing up here. Even though the stock market is trading at all-time highs, there's a little bit of maybe overspending for not making that great of return within, some companies are spending maybe a little bit too much on AI automation and AI tools while not being able to generate that return just yet so fast. So we'll see how this all kind of plays out within the next few months, years, and so on, right? If something's going to happen. November, December, usually, people take time away. The end of the year, it's Santa Claus rally. So stocks, the market overall just begins to rally because people are taking time off. They're not watching the market. They're not liquidating or buying a whole lot. It just kind of moves and moves and moves. Now, if you guys would like to start your very own journey with just $25 or whatever you'd like to start with, you guys can join SoFi, Public, Robinhood. There's all sorts of links down in the pinned comment down below, but with SoFi, you get $25 for signing up. Public, you get $100. Robinhood, you get anywhere from $5 to $200. So if you guys would like to join in the $1,000 investment challenge and have not yet started investing in your journey, this is the great opportunity. I also have a free investment tracker, which we use to track our buys in the market, what days we're buying, what we're buying, what platform we're buying on, how many shares we picked up, what share price we bought them at, and then our total share price overall that we've our investment tracker on a week by week basis. So yeah, definitely check out the investment tracker if you guys would like to get a hold of that. Week 26 progress update. Now, our base deposit, our base investment here, I say base investment, it's the base deposit, just how much we've net contributed to this account. We've contributed $759.43 of our capital that we've deposited into this account. Our previous week balance, we were sitting at $797.68 versus this week, we are at a whopping $828.60, right? Just based off depositing $25 over the next 4 and 3, 7 weeks. So within the next 7 weeks, before the end of December, I'm thinking that we're going to hit the $1,000 challenge. But we'll see. If the market pulls back, that could pull our portfolio down a bit. But we'll see how it goes, right? We play it week by week. Our weekly portfolio gain is 0.69% because we did buy on Monday when the market was a little bit more expensive before selling off after the Powell chatter. And then Thursday, it kind of sold off throughout the day. Friday, it picked up, sold off, and then kind of picked up, and then kind of sold off into the end of the day. After hours, it was up a bit, but it still ended positively on the week, right around 0.69 for our portfolio or 0.71 for the index. Our weekly change, we made $5.72 in capital gains. Our total is 9.06, and we've made a whopping $69.17 of capital gains from just investing in this, inside of the portfolio versus if we had deposited $25 every single week into, say, a high yield savings account. I don't believe we would have got that same rate of return, right? Our current rate of return in any sort of high yield savings account is right 3.8 for the year versus we've only been investing for the past 6 months and we've got a rate of return of 9.06. Now, we did pick up 0.03982 more shares, bringing our total shares from 1.2811 to a whopping 1.32092. While it's not a lot within this portfolio, we're just showing that tiny contributions can make a difference in owning shares. And right now, our current goal is to own 2 full shares of VU within this portfolio, and we're about 32% towards our progress in that goal. So just by investing, doesn't have to be a lot. I like to kind of show these to my son that just adding tiny little deposits, right? $25, that's really achievable even for my son who's 10 years old. Right now it's wintertime, so it's a little bit harder to go out there and walk dogs. He used to walk dogs and he would get paid anywhere from $5 or $10, just depending on how long he took the dog out there, what time of the day it was, if he was giving them a treat, bringing them water, depends on what he was doing, but he could go out there on a weekly basis, just make an extra $25, and that would be enough to just kind of consistently add to his account and just dollar cost average, which he likes to learn about that stuff at this point. And then here's our tracker. This is the same tracker that you guys can download via the link below. There's also a completely free $0 budgeting sheet. If you guys would like to have access to that, we went ahead and made a video last week covering the $0 budget and how to set it up, how it's used, and how it can be used to give every single one of your dollars a purpose. So definitely check that out as well. Now, our portfolio here is sitting at $828.60 towards our $1,000 goal. We're 82.86% of the way there, and you can see here we're just a few weeks away. So honestly, I would say within the next 7 weeks, which will put us at week 36. So essentially, we kind of shaved about 4 weeks off our just depositing $25 every week into a high yield savings account would net us really safely $1,000. But within, if we were to continue to deposit $25 into this account, we'll actually hit our goal of $1,000 3 weeks prior. And then by the actual week 40, where we would hit our normal $1,000 goal, we'll actually have maybe $1,075, $1,100 within the account. And after that point, it just continues to compound based with the dividends, the capital gains, the money that we're depositing into this account. That's why, while it's $1,000 this day, in the future, it could be, the next goal could be $10,000, then $100,000, then $1 million, right? And then those, instead of that 500 or $5 up, it would be $590 up or $5,000 up, right? So just tiny little measurements of setting goals and hitting them in a realistic manner. So that is it for this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, would like to see something a bit different, drop it down in the comment section down below. We're going to be doing only a few more of these specific videos, and then we're going to be changing it up and be working on some other type of challenge. That is it for this video. If you guys have any comments, questions, definitely drop it down in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I do appreciate everyone for tuning in and hanging out. Subscribe and give this video a big ol' thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.